The mirror reflected a stranger, her eyes dimmed with exhaustion, her shoulders slumped under the weight of unmet expectations. This wasn't the life she envisioned, a life filled with joy and purpose. She had poured all her energy into pleasing others, leaving nothing for herself. Emptiness gnawed at her soul. In that moment of raw vulnerability, she realized she had lost her way. She had forgotten the most important person to love, herself. We get so caught up in the daily grind, striving for external validation, that we neglect our own well-being. We silence our inner voice, ignore our needs, and berate ourselves for the slightest misstep. This toxic cycle of self-neglect can manifest in anxiety, stress, and a profound sense of unworthiness. But there's hope. Just like the woman in the mirror, we all have the power to rewrite our stories. It starts with a simple yet profound act, choosing to love ourselves. Self-love isn't about vanity or narcissism. It's about recognizing our worthiness of happiness and embracing ourselves, flaws and all. Self-love empowers us to live authentically, set healthy boundaries, and cultivate meaningful relationships. Imagine a life where you wake up feeling worthy and deserving of love, not just from others, but from yourself. This isn't a fantasy, it's the transformative power of self-love. It's about recognizing your inherent value as a human being, regardless of your achievements, appearance, or other people's opinions. Self-love is the foundation for a fulfilling and meaningful life. When you love yourself, you nurture your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. You make choices that honor your needs and prioritize your happiness. You become more resilient in the face of challenges and setbacks, knowing that you are worthy of love and support, especially from yourself. The impact of self-love extends far beyond personal happiness. When you love yourself, you show up differently in the world. You radiate confidence and authenticity, inspiring others to do the same. You build stronger, healthier relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. You become a beacon of positivity, illuminating the lives of those around you. Self-love isn't a passive feeling, it's an active choice we make every single day. It's a conscious decision to prioritize our well-being and nourish our souls. Motivation is the driving force that propels us forward, even when faced with obstacles and setbacks. It's the spark that ignites our passion and fuels our determination. In the context of self-love, motivation is what empowers us to challenge negative self-talk, break free from unhealthy patterns, and embrace our true selves. Start by identifying your why. Why is self-love important to you? What do you hope to gain from this journey? Write down your reasons and revisit them whenever your motivation wanes. Remember, motivation isn't a constant state of being. There will be days when you feel inspired and others when you'd rather stay curled up under the covers. Be kind to yourself, acknowledge your feelings, and don't be afraid to ask for support when you need it. Building self-love is like constructing a beautiful mosaic. It's a multifaceted process that requires patience, dedication, and a willingness to explore different aspects of ourselves. There's no one-size-fits-all approach, but incorporating these simple yet powerful practices into your daily routine can make a world of difference. Start with self-care. This isn't about indulging in expensive spa treatments or retail therapy. It's about prioritizing activities that nourish your mind, body, and soul. This could be anything from enjoying a warm bath to reading a good book to spending time in nature. Listen to your body's cues and make time for activities that bring you joy and rejuvenation. Next, cultivate mindfulness. Mindfulness is about being present at the moment, paying attention to our thoughts and feelings without judgment. Practices like meditation, yoga, or simply taking a few deep breaths throughout the day can help calm the mind and reconnect with ourselves. Finally, embrace gratitude. When we focus on the good in our lives, no matter how small, it shifts our perspective and opens our hearts to more positivity. Section 5. Embracing imperfection. We live in a society obsessed with perfection, constantly bombarded with images of airbrushed models and seemingly flawless lives. It's easy to get caught up in the comparison game, leading to self-criticism and feelings of inadequacy. But here's a liberating truth. Perfection is an illusion. We are all perfectly imperfect beings, each with our own unique quirks, flaws, and imperfections. It's these imperfections that make us human, that add depth and richness to our stories. Embracing our imperfections doesn't mean settling for mediocrity. It means accepting ourselves wholeheartedly, flaws and all. Start by challenging your inner critic. When you catch yourself engaging in negative self-talk, pause, acknowledge the thought, and reframe it in a more positive and compassionate light. Instead of dwelling on past blunders, view them as opportunities for growth and learning. Embrace your mistakes as stepping stones on your journey to becoming the best version of yourself. Section 6. Setting boundaries. Saying no. Setting boundaries is an essential act of self-love. It's about honoring our needs and limits, communicating them clearly, and protecting our energy from those who drain it. It's about saying yes to ourselves and no to anything that doesn't serve our well-being. Saying no, especially to people we care about, can be challenging. We might worry about disappointing others or creating conflict. But remember, saying no to something doesn't mean you're rejecting the person. You're simply prioritizing your own needs. When setting boundaries, be clear, concise, and firm. Avoid apologizing or over-explaining your reasons. Remember, setting boundaries is not selfish. It's an act of self-respect. Section 7. The power of positive self-talk. The way we talk to ourselves matters. Our inner dialogue, whether positive or negative, has a profound impact on our self-perception and overall well-being. Engaging in positive self-talk is like showering ourselves with love, encouragement, and support. Start by becoming aware of your inner critic. Pay attention to the negative thoughts that pop up throughout the day. Once you've identified these patterns, challenge them. Ask yourself if these thoughts are true, helpful, or kind. If not, reframe them in a more positive and realistic light. Replace negative self-talk with positive affirmations. Section 8. Celebrating small victories. In our pursuit of self-love and personal growth, it's easy to get caught up in the big picture, focusing solely on the end goal. But the journey to self-love is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about making small, consistent changes that add up over time. Celebrating small victories is crucial for staying motivated and acknowledging our progress. It's about recognizing our efforts, no matter how small they may seem. Did you finally set that boundary you've been putting off? Celebrate it. Did you replace a negative thought with a positive one? Acknowledge your win. These small victories may seem insignificant at first, but they're proof that you're moving in the right direction. They serve as stepping stones, boosting your confidence and reminding you of your strength and resilience. Section 9. Embrace your journey. The journey to self-love is a deeply personal and ever-evolving one. There will be ups and downs, moments of doubt, and times when you feel like giving up. But it's in these moments of vulnerability that your commitment to yourself is tested and strengthened. Remember, there's no right or wrong way to practice self-love. What works for one person may not work for another. Be patient with yourself, experiment with different techniques, and find what resonates with you. Embrace the journey with all its imperfections. It's in the messiness, the setbacks, and the triumphs that you'll discover your true strength and resilience. So, take a deep breath, silence your inner critic, and embrace the beautiful, messy, and transformative journey of self-love.